know how easy it is to make excuses. You want to be better, but at the same time, you want to stay in your comfort zone. So you tell yourself a story explaining why it's okay to stay where you are at. This can be a very dangerous trap to get into. And if you think about it, it's what we do most of the time. We always have excuses to not do so and so thing, and then we start building a story behind it. How to reverse this habit is to start recognizing these stories that are going to eventually lead you to failure. Once you start recognizing these stories, you also start realizing how these stories are holding you back from success, how they are holding you back from taking that next step, from moving forward in life. And after this becomes a habit, you won't be able to ignore it, and it's going to push you into a more productive life. So if you truly want to see success in your life, it's time to start identifying these excuses and eliminating them. More than anything, it's taking ownership. So what is this? Why do we create excuses? See, excuses can be created by fear, excuses of scarcity, ego, and even of your circumstances, the circumstances that you're at. And these really can hold you back even without you identifying or analyzing what is holding you back. That's why it's so important to identify the story behind your excuse. Why are you coming up with this excuse? Remember that excuse is nothing but it's the center point of your failure. If you become amazing in this art of excuses, it's not going to do any good for you. It's only going to take you down the road into failure. So once you start owning your failure, you also start owning your success. There are 6 key excuses, really. One of them is fear. The fear of doing that thing what you have set out your mind to do. Fear of judgment. The fear of not knowing enough. Do you see how easy it is to put on a story behind each of these fears? And fear is nothing but it's an excuse. We all can do it. If another person has done it, definitely you can do it. If nobody has done it, there is yet a chance that you can do it, because the first person who actually did it didn't have a reference to somebody who had already done it. Realize that fear is nothing but an excuse. So the next excuse is of knowledge, of not knowing enough, or even of knowing too much to get into it. Look, knowledge is not an obstacle to growth. Knowledge, actually, you gain more knowledge along with growth. So stop looking at knowledge as an obstacle to your growth or an obstacle to do something. Once you start doing it, you are anyway going to learn. So all these excuses that you keep telling yourself that you do not know enough to start doing that, or you don't have the knowledge around this, they are nothing but an excuse. You can always learn. You can always do and learn. And that's really the best way to start learning, by doing. So never look at knowledge an obstacle to growth, but look at it as with growth comes knowledge. And then we have circumstances. We all are born and brought up in different circumstances in life, or we are even given different circumstances in life. And this could be the most easiest excuse you could give yourself, that I can't do that because of my circumstances, because I have something else to do, because this is my life now, or this is where I am born, and this, and so and so and so. It just goes on with an other excuse behind that. But it's an excuse. Your circumstances are an excuse. Your circumstances do not define you. Do not allow your circumstances to define you. Of course, it's going to be hard. Of course, we all don't have the same life. So I don't know how your life is, neither do you know how my life is. But we yet strive. Do not use that as an excuse, but rather leverage it and use it as your power. Because I've come from this circumstance, I can do more. I am more than my circumstances. And then we have consequences. If I do that, this is going to happen. If I achieve that much success in life, this is going to happen. And first of all, this is an assumption because you don't know if that's going to happen. right? You don't really know. Sometimes it might be very clear that this is going to happen for you, and you buy into that and you believe into that. But understand that if you can make this happen for you, you can also make the other stuff which you're afraid of losing or gaining happen your way as well. And we have ego. We don't do so many things that we truly want to do because of this ego within us. It stops us from doing things that are truly us. Is it really worth it? Is it really worth to have an ego which stops you from being who you are and doing things that you want to do? Ask yourself, why are you not doing that thing? And if it is ego, notice it. Why is my ego stopping me from doing? Ego can stop us from doing so many things even without us realizing it. And it is so stupid. If you really want to do that, if what you want is who you truly are, then why are you stopping yourself from doing that? Is your ego really that important to give up on all your dreams and success? And then we have time. I don't have time to do it, or that's going to take a lot of time. Time is such an easy excuse to use. We all have 24 hours in a day. We all have the equal amount of time. Then why does what we achieve vary from one another? Right? Think about it. Time is the easiest excuse to use. You can make time if you want to. You can easily figure out when and where to do it. So if you're using time as an excuse, it's not really an excuse. We all have exactly the same amount of time. It's just how you use your time and how productive and smart you are about using your time. So those were the key excuses that all of us use, and I know most of us fall in most of these, and maybe even all. I know I have, and I even now use most of these excuses to get out of situations. It's so easy to convince myself why I should not do it, why I should not get there. But I realize in doing that, I am just staying in my comfort zone, and there is no success in comfort zone. If you're not putting yourself out in things that make you feel scared and afraid, you are not growing, because true growth happens when you are in circumstances that are freaking you out. And that's how you gain success, not from the comfort of your home, not from the comfort of your amazing lifestyle, not from your comfort zone where everything is okay. I hope this was helpful for you guys. And remember, the only path to success is to have no excuses. And the best way to do that is to identify your stories behind these excuses. Ask yourself, why am I saying that? What is making me say that? Is it a fear I have? Is it an excuse? Is the excuse really that valid? And push yourself. At the end of the day, it is your decision. It's what you do with it. Nobody can act for you. Nobody can live your life. It's called your life because it's yours, and make the most of it. Thank you so much for being here with me. I hope this brought a lot of value for you. If you really like this, please hit the thumbs up, and make sure you subscribe for more such videos.